The man with the best hair in horror games has returned in Resident Evil Requiem, the 9th installment in the long-running survival horror series, and it's his 4th appearance in the franchise overall, Leon S. Kennedy. And speaking of appearances, he's had quite a few, but which are the worst and which are the best? Hello my fellow oddities, and welcome to every Leon Kennedy design ranked from worst to best. Before we get started, let's establish some rules so that we aren't here all day covering every Leon design in everything ever. The first rule is that I will only include designs from Resident Evil games. This means no comics, movies, or cartoons, or designs from crossover appearances in other games. The second rule is that I will not be considering any reused designs, so if a design is brought back in a later title or remake, I will only be referring to the original design in its first appearance. And the third and final rule is no Resident Evil mobile games, only console releases. But without further ado, let's dive right into Leon's 27 designs. At number 27, I have the villain Leon from RE4 Remake, a part of the pre-order bonus pack, and none of these costumes rank very high by the way. Now those familiar with my Mortal Kombat design rankings know I value integrity to the character very highly when ranking designs. That philosophy is doubled down with Resident Evil since most of these costumes are being used in the main campaign of the game, cutscenes are not pre-rendered, making immersion even more important. And yeah, villain Leon, I can't think of two words that go worse together. What else doesn't go well together is this outfit and large amounts of feathers, but unfortunately that's exactly what it has. This makes the costume really annoying in gameplay. Firstly, it covers up a lot more of the screen than other outfits, but more importantly for me, it covers up most of the design, which yeah, isn't that spectacular, it's just a leather jacket and some cool edgy hair, but I'd rather look at that than feathers. Wait, why does it even have feathers? And why is this the second design ranking video in a row where I'm complaining about unnecessary feathers? But yeah, when your design is neither aesthetically pleasing or fitting to the character, it's earned its spot in the bottom place. At number 26, I have Romantic Leon from this same skin pack. Now this one's a little bit better just cause Leon is quite dashing, so that adds to this look quite a lot rather than trying to make him look spooky. And because of that, this one I wouldn't really say is aesthetically unpleasing. Obviously, it's still not something that Leon would wear in really any context, I don't think. Sorry, I'm not one of those people that think Leon is the absolute symbol of charm and romance, but I don't really have much criticism on how this one looks for what it's going for. I think proportion-wise, it can look a little weird in-game, the way the outfit fits around the waist, and his head doesn't really look like it fits his body, but that's really just nitpicking. I'm just not really a fan of this vampire, medieval look, if that's the right time period I'm thinking of. Overall, it's not my thing, but not horrible, which hey, is a pretty good start to the list. And that's the same general feeling I have for number 25, Hero Leon from this same skin pack, and I definitely like this one the best. It's not only appealing visually, but it does fit Leon's archetype. Character, not really, but Leon is pretty much the quintessential hero by definition of the franchise. And so this design where he's this handsome medieval knight type of thing works much better than the previous two, and I actually really like the hair, that's the best part, but his true character isn't really able to shine through with these designs, which is why I have them at the bottom. At number 24, I have this look that I'm going to call Biker Leon from the original RE2. This outfit is a little hard to make out because polygons, but it's meant to be Leon with sunglasses, a bandana headband, a vest, and cargo pants, so giving a lot of biker vibes, hence the name I gave it. Now Leon, while we know he loves his motorcycles, especially after RE9, I don't really see him as this kind of biker. He's more of a leather jacket type of dude rather than, and I mean no offense with this, MAGA biker. And then you take into account that this is RE2 Leon and not the version of him that would be more likely to wear something similar, and I think it's clear that this is just kind of a filler outfit that was made during a time when these characters had less defined personalities. At number 23, I have the casual Leon from RE4 Remake, the last of the pre-order bonus costumes. This is actually something I can see Leon wearing, but it has one glaring issue that is just so distracting to me, and that's just how damn poofy it is. It's worse in the select render where it just makes Leon look round, but in-game it's still quite big, which just kind of throws me off from enjoying this outfit, cause as a concept, a blue sort of flight jacket fits Leon, not in the literal sense in this case, but it matches his character, especially at this point as he's working with the government. But silhouettes are very important to character design, and generally, even when he's wearing a lot, Leon is a fairly lanky character compared to a Chris who's more compact. so messing with his frame like this just turns me off from this look. At number 22, I have the noir design from the Resident Evil 2 remake. I don't have much to say on this one. It's Leon in a sort of detective suit. It has a different hairstyle, one that I don't really like. I would have preferred his original hair. I actually think that looks really good, or wear a hat like Claire's noir outfit. Speaking of which, I don't want to be unfair and compare unrelated character designs, but Claire's noir skin blows this one out of the water. Whoa, that outfit is... Whew. At number 21, we have our first RE6 costume. He doesn't actually have a lot in this game, which is weird because he's RE's golden boy, but here I have the pirate costume. There's two variants of this outfit, a red one and a blue one. I do like the blue one more just because I like blue more than red, and blue is a classic Leon color, but I'm not going to separate recolors into different designs. I think this is one of Leon's better themed skins, because it does little things that give those RE vibes, and a swashbuckling pirate feels like a Leon thing. It adds a Biohazard logo to the hat, which is just really amusing to me. But my favorite thing is the crow. Pirates are known for their parrots, but crows are just a staple of Resident Evil, so it's really cool as both a reference, and crows are just like one of the most aesthetic birds, don't at me. I do kind of wish it talked though, but it's a crow. They don't talk. Why is this in the script? That was fucking stupid. Actually, I just looked it up and crows can speak, so suck it. I don't know why I'm sticking it to you guys. Y'all probably already knew. I'm just the dumb one who doesn't know birds. At number 20, I have the RPD tank top Leon from the original RE2. This one's pretty okay, there's not really much to it. It's a blue, kind of purplish tank top, and he has a hat that says RPD on it. I just wish it did more. Obviously, it's an alternate costume from a 1999 video game, so you can't expect too much, but even just a logo or something on the tank top besides it being blank would go a long way to make this more memorable to me. At number 19, I have the Stars Leon, again from the original RE2. This is a really neat alternate universe Leon that ended up joining Stars. However, I do wish they went with a more classic approach. To get the positives out of the way first, I really like how they kept his blue color scheme and overall cop look, since of the RPD characters, Leon was always the most grounded as an everyman regular officer, so that still feeling present even though he's now part of the VIP group, I really appreciate. My issue is that this is not what Stars officers look like. They're usually in color-coded vests, not full-body SWAT armor. It's a cool look, but I wish it was more authentic to the Stars outfit seen in RE1. I also feel that there's too many shades of blue. The outfit already has this blue camo design to it with different shades, and then the chest armor is a different lighter blue, as well as the vest behind it being a much darker shade, and then there's the beautiful, mesmerizing blue of Leon's eyes. So while it looks neat and is a cool concept, I wish it stuck a bit closer to its idea and was just simplified. At number 18, I have Casual Leon from the RE2 remake. I do really like that they included this costume since the original RE2 had Leon geared up the entire time, but there's not much to say, it's just a normal jacket and pants. It is much cleaner than the RE4 casual outfit since it doesn't make him look like Andy Ruiz, but there's also not much personality shining through here, besides maybe the button-up shirt showing how he's likely getting ready for his first day and wants to make a good first impression. At number 17, I have the Arklay County Sheriff outfit, also from the RE2 remake, just a very clear idea that's executed quite well. This is the sheriff outfit you can also see on the actual Arklay County Sheriff, both in the beginning of the game and in the No Way Out DLC, which now that I think about it has some concerning implications for how Leon acquired this outfit. But yeah, it looks good. I appreciate this one having a hat, hence why it's so much farther up than the Noir Leon. See what happens when you don't do the bare minimum. And since it's still a cop outfit, you can still see this version of Leon wearing it without it feeling too out of place. At number 16, we have the one and only alternate costume from the original RE4, the Mafia, or also known as Pinstripe Leon. This did also return in the remake, but I think it looks slightly better in the original since it keeps Leon's hair the same, whereas the remake slicks back his hair under the hat. But either way, they're in the same place on the list because this is just a very clean and badass looking design. Again, it is a themed outfit, so it's not the most fitting to Leon's character, but come on, the black suit with the red tie, flowing white scarf, I think that's a scarf, and combined with the weapon that goes with it, the Chicago Sweeper, it just looks, and for the first time on this list, feels awesome. The best theme skins will not only make you look like whatever it's supposed to be, but make you feel like it too, which is why this one is so high compared to the others. That hat is also really cool, especially in the iconic render where he has his head tipped down. Bro thinks he's Kung Lao. Okay, most people would say Michael Jackson, but I'm an MK fan, I can't help it. At number 15, I have the injured Leon design from the RE2 remake. Now this is a good looking design because the RE2 remake design it's based on is also pretty damn good, as you'll eventually see. However, I can't really help but feel a bit disappointed by it because the OG RE2 injured Leon is a very iconic look for me, and this one just doesn't really translate. It kind of feels like the damaged classic suit from Marvel Spider-Man. It just feels generic compared to the more memorable injured design. It's basically just one bandage on his arm and then some dirt and grime, but that's it. A lot more could have been done, and that's why I have it not low, but sort of in the middle area of the list. At number 14, I have the biker Leon from Darkside Chronicles. Remember earlier when I said Leon is a leather jacket type of biker, not a MAGA biker? This is kind of what I was talking about. Not that this is anything spectacular though. It's decent, looks good, looks like something he'd wear, but I don't really think red suits him as well as a black or blue jacket, but other than that criticism, it's perfectly serviceable, just a normal leather jacket and pants. At number 13, I have the film noir Leon from Resident Evil Requiem. Okay, I know I complained earlier about the noir Leon from RE2 not having a hat, and yeah, this one could also maybe benefit from that, but it also goes for a completely different type of look, one that I think specifically suits this Leon the best. The way this suit is much more loose, open jacket, a little oversized, really gives me the vibes of, you know those movies where there's the drunk, middle-aged guy, heartbroken at a bar, and he's wearing a suit kind of like this? That's what it reminds me of, and it really fits Leon's character in this game. It gives a little bit of John Wick when you're blasting away zombies and doing crazy martial arts techniques in this design, kind of giving Leon a "oh shit, here we go again" type of feel that I just really enjoy. I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe everyone else just sees this as Leon in a suit. At number 12, we finally arrived at a completely traditional Leon design that isn't a themed or alternate outfit in some capacity. We have Darkside Chronicles Leon. And I think there's a good reason that out of the default Leon outfits, I have this one at the bottom. It's definitely the least memorable out of the bunch, being a shirt, camo pants, and some straps. But I think my main problem is the green and the camo aesthetic. Leon, yes, works for the government, but he never felt militarized to me. He's not a soldier. Blue or just cooler colors in general make him feel more like he's the working class of the RE heroes. So a Leon outfit that has a green color scheme, while it doesn't look bad, it just feels a bit off compared to the character I see him as. At number 11, I have the leather jacket Leon from the original RE2. This one goes for a pretty simple but effective design with Leon in just a black leather jacket and some gloves. There's not much to say on it, but it looks good, clean, reflects Leon's character, maybe not at this point in the timeline, but overall, yeah, it works. I will say the skull on the back kind of makes me laugh since it's just so cartoony, soft, compared to the skulls you usually see on biker jackets. And now on to the top 10 Leon designs. At number 10, I have the original injured Leon from RE2. This is how you do an injured look. Yes, it's not as physically beat up or dirty as the remake version, but the bandages here are actually noticeable and the bloodstains just pop so much more. I also think the original RE2 Leon design is just better. Spoiler alert, we'll get to that later. At number 9, I have the RE2 Remake RPD Leon design. This is a great modernized take of the classic Leon RPD uniform. Overall, it just makes a lot more sense that a cop would wear this and not the more unique outfit in the original. The colors on this one are a lot more muted, similar to real police uniforms, but it still has a little bit of exaggerated vibrancy so that it's not desaturated. The armor and RPD logo is also a lot more faithful to real life rather than being these panels and just generic text. I do think it lacks a little bit of the charm, and while many will appreciate the immersion of it being more accurate to police uniforms, I personally enjoy when RE doesn't feel too similar to real life and things are more over the top, but I 100% understand someone putting this much higher. At number 8, I have Requiem Leon's jacket design. This one is kind of weird looking to me because it looks like it's supposed to be a full trench coat, but then it just kind of cuts off. But overall, for Leon's place in the story, this is a great look for him returning after RE6. He doesn't wear this as much as you'd think, pretty much for like 2 sequences in the beginning of the game, but I really enjoy the fur collar. It reminds me of the RE4 jacket, but now it's dark and black and moodier with an even more jaded and experienced Leon. But then kind of like Luke Skywalker in Return of the Jedi, you can see his undershirt still has a little bit of a blue tint to it, showing that deep down that original rookie cop is still a part of him. At number 7, I have the RE4 black t-shirt Leon. This is one of Leon's most iconic designs, and for good reason. It's very simple, but you can take a lot of his character away from it. This game is of course where his hair really took form, so you have to appreciate it for that, and it has all the positives of the Darkside Chronicle look, just now having a much better color scheme of pretty much just black and some brown. Leon feels here like he's very far away from being that rookie cop, while still not being completely separate from that version of himself. I also also like how the original RE4 Leon has a more tactical compression shirt with lines on it. I don't know why the remake chose just a regular shirt, but it feels a lot less fitting in more ways than one. At number 6, I have the Jacket Leon from RE6. Again, this is a great progression of Leon's character from the last game. This leather jacket with the 2 lines on the sleeves is really cool looking, and as I said with the Leon from Requiem, this one also has the blue undershirt, which just for thematic reasons I really like. Leon's hair is also Leoning even harder this time, and he just feels the most action hero badass in this one compared to any other game. No doubt that has to do with the nature of this game, but this was just the first time Leon had a little bit of that stubble, really started to get that grown man look to him, and this outfit really works for this version of Leon. If you put it on any other one, it doesn't really work, so I really enjoy it. Top 5 Leon designs now. At number 5, I have his base look with just the shirt from Requiem. Besides the obvious pluses of this design, it's just very clean. Honestly, it's almost an exact replica of his RE4 shirt design, just with long sleeves that are rolled up, a very good look for him, and obviously the darker colors and Leon being older, just the aesthetic of this game. But yeah, when Leon was first shown, I was a little worried that we'd have to wear the jacket look, which is great, I mean, still top 10, but I always like to have the option for a more lightweight Leon. Pretty much every game after 2 has a jacket look and a shirt look, so I'm glad that that trend continues here. Looks fantastic. However, one thing about this design that is kind of not embarrassing but just weird is that there's a theme design that isn't even canon that I would have preferred to be the default outfit, and that's number 4, the Apocalypse Leon from this same game. Now, unlike Apocalypse Grace, this design does not change the look of Leon so drastically that it can only work in the Apocalypse theme setting. In fact, it's pretty similar to his base design, just with a baggier, more pitch black shirt. And yeah, I actually do think it looks better. Not a lot better since they aren't even that different, so as what this design was supposed to be, an apocalyptic Leon, it's not very good, but as just a Leon design, it outdoes the default for me. That'll probably be unpopular, but I honestly think this would have worked a little better. At number 3, I have the original Resident Evil 2 Leon look. The remake RPD Leon is great for what it wants to be in the world that it's in, but I just prefer this exaggerated, fun, and vibrant take on a police uniform. And obviously, you always have to give credit to the OG design, cause even though compared to other characters, Leon hasn't been as consistent in resembling his first appearance, it still gave us that hair, the blue color scheme, and Leon's overall feel. I love the 3 different blues on this design, the darker panels that look like they're, I don't know, nailed into the outfit, the lighter blue sleeves, and then of course the perfect shade of blue for the overall uniform. I think it's just the perfect police outfit for the over-the-top, campy universe of the original Resident Evil games, and even in the version of it that was an alternate for the remake, I think it looks better than the default. But my runner-up for the best Leon design is Resident Evil 6 Vest Leon. This design feels to me like a bit of a peeling back of the Leon we had come to know as the jaded badass from RE4 and most of this game. With the leather jackets and dark black color schemes, this one takes Leon back to mostly blue, and not a super dark and washed out one, a decent shade that reminds you of Leon's origins. I think it's the perfect little mix of all the Leon design philosophies that came before it. I love the black tactical vest. Leon doesn't usually wear a vest, but I think it looks really good on him and fits quite well, especially this tactical one that can go over the top of any regular shirt and remind you that this guy is very dangerous with a gun. Plus all the other points I made about why I enjoy Resident Evil 6 Leon, the hair, the gruffness, and that's added onto by the fact that it now contrasts with this more classic Leon color scheme. And I just think it's a really good blend of what really makes Leon work as a character and why people love him so much. But finally, at number 1, you've probably been waiting for this one all video. I'm not going to try and be different for the sake of it. I got the RE4 brown fur jacket design. You know, it's interesting how Leon's fan favorite look isn't even in the game that much. He loses it after like the first chapter, but somehow that brief time we spent with it really made a mark. Well, maybe it's because a lot of people didn't even get past the first chapter. Now that I think about it, that's probably it. But yeah, I don't have the thematic breakdowns and stuff I have for some of the other previous few outfits. This one just overpowers them all because it's really friggin' cool looking. The fur collar and lining around the edges is just so awesome, and I guess if I'm gonna try and explain why, maybe it just really complements Leon's hair color. Like, if this was on Chris or Wesker, I don't think it would work as well. I think just combined with how kinda edgy but fun edgy Leon is, and his personality, why he would find comfort wearing something like this at this point in his life, I think it really is just badass. But let me know in the comments down below your favorite and least favorite Leon designs from this list. Subscribe and leave a like if you want, and that's wraps on this one, my fellow oddities. I'll see you next time.